Welcome to the channel and welcome to the show. If you don't already know, my name is Reni. I'm a pagan from the beautiful country of the Netherlands. Today I will be discussing the future of this channel, what's gonna stay the same and what's going to change. And I'm also going to give you an update on how everything's going with the temple to the old gods that I want to build. And I want to thank you for 3,000 subscribers. 3,000 subscribers is a lot. You may think it's not a lot because it doesn't sound a lot in the grand scheme of things. If Mr. Beast has like a gazillion subscribers, so it doesn't seem like a lot, but my channel is just basically me sitting under a tree talking to you. That's all it is. In case you haven't figured it out, that's what it is. Now I talk about the things that I love. I talk about mythology, magic, symbolism, folklore, stuff like that. And the fact that I was just able to record these in the backyard here, and you're able to listen, and there are actually people who pay attention sometimes and who say they understand, it means a lot. There's this part of me that's very introverted, and I'm finally showing it online, so I'm very grateful. I feel validated and seen already by 3,000 subscribers. Now, what's going to change? Well, a lot of stuff is going to stay the same. I'm going to do what I've always been doing because I like it, I love it. It gives me the opportunity to show that part of myself that I rarely show. So I'm going to keep doing that. My tactic online, as far as I have a tactic, has always been I have the Dutch Pagans Instagram page, which is mostly memes, 90% memes. Just fun. And occasionally I'll post, yo, I have a new video, so if you want to learn about the symbolism of Loki's wives and what that means in your life and how you can incorporate chaos to benefit your personal growth, you can click on this link. And what I want to do is I want to make more, YouTube calls it shorts, but these reels, these shorts. I used to look down on those because it just was this short contact, this snappy, every 5 seconds, something else. But I think it's a good way to promote your channel, and what I would like to do in the future is do a bit of sketch comedy stuff. Don't worry, nothing crazy. It will still be pagan oriented of course. But I basically have two sides of my personality. I'm very serious, very deep thinker, but I like to talk shit and I like to have fun. So I will sometimes do a little reel with some crazy things. 3K is great, but I always had this feeling that when it comes to YouTube, any channel that's under 5K subscribers is just playing in the sandbox. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm playing in the sandbox and I'm having a great time. Nothing wrong with that. But I want to do something special once I hit 5K. So that might take a while. Might not, but might take a while. Just keep going, I will get there. Because I used to do a lot of numerology. Now you think, oh, you must have read some books or something. Well, yeah, but for over a decade, I did numerology at spiritual events and dance parties. Now, for the people that already know me personally, they know that I'm not the type of person who brags a lot. You almost never hear me say that I'm good at anything. Because I don't like to be boastful, which is strange because my astrology sign is a Leo. But anyway, I never say that. But when it comes to numerology, I can tell you I'm good at numerology. I've done a gazillion people, I've looked at their charts, I've given workshops, and it's real easy for me to see why somebody has been put on this earth. And it's easy for me to find answers. It's not even me who's kind of doing it, it's just a little trick. It's a way of showing, because everything is already here. It's just a trick that the answer appears, that I can do. And when I hit 5K, I want to do a live stream. And I basically want to answer all your questions. Like if you want to know why you've been put on this earth or what's going to happen in the future, you can ask all these questions. But here's the kicker. I don't want to do it as myself. I want to dress up like a giant owl for you. And then I'll call the live stream Eternal Wise Owl will answer all your questions. And then you can ask the questions. You can ask any question. I must warn you a bit, like the quality of the answer that you will get on your question depends on the quality of your question. Meaning that if you ask, will I ever drive a Lamborghini Aventador 6.2 cylinder? You can ask that. That's a kind of a smart ass question when you have like the eternal wise owl here, so you probably get a kind of smart ass answer back. So if you would like to see that, me dressed up as an owl answering spiritual questions, help me get the 5K and you can see that. So that's what's practical. Spiritually, symbolically, mythologically, I'm almost entering a new phase of my life. Now, when I was younger, I never really felt quite at home in Holland. All I saw was rational thoughts and materialism. By the way, rational thoughts and materialism, I don't view those as negative. When they become negative is when rational thoughts and materialism is all you have. Then it becomes a prison. That's all I saw. So I longed for something bigger and I longed for something greater. So I started reading and learning and meditating and got really into numerology, as I already told you. So I kind of got a feel of who I was, what my qualities are. Now, don't envy me because of my qualities, because every gift is also a curse. I'm very introspective, so I can find certain insights, and I have the ability to bring that. I don't need to sound arrogant, but that I know I can do that. But the dark side of that is that I'm very introspective, so I can get stuck in my own little world, and it's hard for me to form relationships in the real world. My wife and kids, I really have to try to keep connecting to them. That's the other side. So I can do certain things. And when I was younger, a long time ago, I was 21, I looked at myself and I said, this is really strange, because if I look at all the data, I look at all the numbers from numerology, I look at everything that I've learned about myself, I seem to have certain qualities. If I were to give myself a numerological consult, and I would step in my own, talk to myself, the advice that I would give myself, what is the job? What is my destiny? Well, I said, then I would tell myself that I have all the qualities, it seems, of something that resembles a priest. But that's strange, because when I was growing up, you had Christianity and, well, atheism basically, and that was it. And Christianity, I didn't vibe with that at all. It felt far too rigid. Didn't feel good at all. So I came to the conclusion at the age of 21, I have all the qualities of a priest, but I have no religion. So I'm probably the priest of a religion that hasn't arrived yet. I came to that conclusion. But I also realized that I noticed when I did numerological stuff, I did that since I was 20. So that when you're 20 and you tell people like, this is why you're here on this earth, sometimes people are skeptical. Because why? Because you look very young and you appear to be wise. So they're skeptical. So I realized if I really want to do a good job, I need to grow older, and life needs to kick my ass a little bit. So here I am. I think in a couple of weeks' time, it's my birthday, and I will become 44 years old. Yeah, I know, that's pretty old. And I just realized something. I think I'm finally becoming who I thought I was when I was 20. Now, just for the record, I'm not calling myself publicly a priest. Because there are so many people who call themselves all sorts of things, and I don't want to be. I'm never going to call myself again. But if I have to call somebody like me with my qualities, it will be something priest adjacent, something in that area, healer, priest, something. In medieval times, I would be a seer or something. I would like go in that direction. But there's no direction for people like me, for people like us. But I have the realization that I'm becoming that. One is because of this YouTube channel. I did a like 2 months ago. I did a video called Europe's Pagan Revival, and that video got like 2,000 views and 250 likes and 250 comments in a week. Like, and then it suddenly was like, wait a minute, some people are actually listening to what I gotta say. So like here where we live in the garden, 4 times a year, we invite some people over and we do a ceremony to honor the change in the seasons. I record YouTube videos. Sometimes people pay attention and I talk about symbolism and insights. Then I had some friends. They gave me a call and they said, listen, we have a newborn baby. We want you to do a naming ceremony for the baby. So that's what I did. Here's a picture of me naming the baby. Now, if there's anybody watching and who wants me to do a naming ceremony, send me a message on Instagram. We can talk about it and we'll make it happen. And don't worry, I'm not going to show up, splash some water on your baby and just move on. There's quite a bit of divination that comes with that. What I did for Ben and Silke and their beautiful daughter is I used numerology again and I went really deep. I looked at who the child was and why she'd been put on that earth and what the troubles were going to be in this lifetime. And then I picked a name. And that name was a representative of who that child is in this world, so that the child is always remembered of who he or she is by that name. By the way, if I do that, I will give you a name as parents. You're not obliged to use it. You can just say, we don't like this name, we don't mind. If you do this, I'll just give you the name and I'll give you the horoscope so you know who your child is to welcome that child. Okay, enough on that subject. But I do YouTube, I do ceremonies. I actually did naming ceremony. I'm actually becoming who I've always thought I was. And one of my animals, big animals, is an owl. I'm wearing this a lot. It's a golden owl. So I was always busy caring for people. I had a not so good childhood. I took care of my dad, who was very sick. So I was always taking care of people. And now with the kids, I'm still taking care of my kids, taking care of everybody. But that's slowly coming to an end. And that means what's finally happening now, and I already did the math numerologically, because there are like lots of phases in numerology, but there are 3 big ones. And the first one is very caring for people, and the second one is less caring for people. And now I'm finally coming into that phase of my life where I can be the owl. So the future of this channel is me taking you along for that ride, whatever that ride may be. So I'm already rambling for 13 minutes. I want to get to the part where some people are waiting for, and that is the temple update. When I started this channel, I started with an insight. Odin talked to me, and he was there. Very threatening presence. And he told me something. And I said, if this is all true, then I'll do the YouTube channel and I'll build a temple in your honor. Now, fast forward, I tried to get a permit for a temple and it was very difficult. I talked to 3 different companies and they all said, you better not apply for the permit because you won't get it. Yeah, why? You can just apply for a permit. Well, you can apply for a permit, but there's a price in Holland you have to pay for applying to a permit. You pay, in where I live, 1% of the building price for the application of the permit. So what I want to build was about 30,000 euros. So 1% is 3,000 euros. So then I pay 3,000 euros for the application. And then when the city tells me, sorry, you can't build, they still keep the 3,000 euros. So that's why you first get advice from a company. So I did that 3 times and they all said, don't do it. Which stumped me and fucked me up a bit. Because I was like, this is my vision, man. This is what makes me the most happy in the world. We have the space. Why can't I just... It's bureaucracy. There are lots of legitimate reasons to get mad, but it won't get you anywhere. And I I don't know if it was my girlfriend or me, but we had the idea to put a yurt on the place where I want to build the temple. Now, at first, I wasn't very enthusiastic when I heard the word yurt, because when I think of yurt, I think about people in yoga pants trying to rape women or something. I don't know, it just felt kind of like dirty and hippie-esque. So I started looking online. What did I find? Yeah, I saw a picture like that. And if I see that picture, I already see the god pool of Odin in the center, and I look like, oh, this looks nice. You can get them big, like 7 meters, 8 meters diameter. You can stand there everywhere. It's great. And you don't need a permit for those things, because those things, well, they're not registered as a permanent structure. So that's one of the few things that I can do, that I can work around it. Because this is the thing, you have to work around it. You can't go through it. The only path forward is a path where I will eventually end up dead on the roof of the city council building in the nearest city, and then they drag my bullet-ridden corpse off the roof because I was defiant until the end. So there are no paths forward that our Lord Freyr would approve of. There are no paths forwards that will bear fruit. So at this moment, I think it's going to be a yurt, and it's going to be built next year summer. It's going to be here. It's very nice. It's multifunctional for me. The kids can play there, but we can also have, like, when we do the meetings, we can do a little ceremonies there. We can come together. So am I disappointed? Yeah, I'm still a bit disappointed, but at this moment, this is the only way forward. So those are some ideas. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you like our swing that we installed in the back of the garden. En ga met de goden. Fucking special effects hier, man.